This is Drink Talk, where we try to solve the world's problems one drink at a time. Every other week in this podcast, we talk about the topics of today and tomorrow while highlighting and enjoying beer, spirits, and wine from around the world and also crafted locally. Join us. We are your hosts, Brian and Brett.
Cheers. Ho, ho, ho. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that reminded me of a Christmas story.
Yeah,
that was good. That was
absolutely.
good.
Why not?
Yeah. Let's do it. Sure. Why not?
Well, if you guys don't know, now you know. We're going to talk about Christmas and all the things with Christmas and all the things that you have to do this month. And
It's the best time of the year.
That's right.
According to that one song that one person wrote.
You got to prepare
Our
for
lives.
Christmas.
Yeah.
You got to do your due diligence and prepping and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of a show about getting prepared, knowing what you're in for, holiday traditions, and fun Yuletide care.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're joining us live on Facebook, please add your comments as we go along the show. So,
right.
got a people hopped on already. Say hello to those watching live.
I'll make sure to I will make sure to monitor the YouTube live as well. So if you're a YouTube live or watcher, feel free to comment as well. We will respond and reach out.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I've already got one. Hello from Tennessee. Ooh, hey. Good to see you.
Muchos wait, no, muchos gracias. That's not right. That's the wrong language there.
That's right. Yeah, no, Tennessee, beautiful country out there. So getting close to
Yes.
bourbon country.
Absolutely. I had some good times out there in the where was I at? Galveston? No, that's Texas.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
That's
but it starts
way
with
off.
the one that was set on fire not too long ago. Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
All right.
That's where I was at.
All right. Well, so as Britt stated before, we're going to be talking about prepping for Christmas. This we were going to tell it at the holidays, but you know what? We've already had one, so we're going to.
Yeah, it could get confusing if we actually just called it prepping for the holidays, because then it'd be like, well, we just had Thanksgiving, so
Yep. There are other ones.
one
you know.
down, a couple more to go, I guess.
Yeah, we got Hanukkah and Christmas and Ramadan and all that. So they, I guess we could have still called it the holidays, but we personally are celebrating Christmas. So
Yes.
lots of preparatory work. Do you have all your shopping done, Britt?
What?
What are you shopping?
No, not yet. I don't have all my shopping done yet.
You don't do the Black Friday shopping at all?
No. I one time used to work at a retail store, and so like I just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you should spend time with your family and like these people that want to get out and do their shop. It's like 7:30, 8 o'clock on Thanksgiving. They're like getting their purses ready, and you're like, "Where are you going?" And it's like, "Oh, we're going shopping." It's like, come on, like you're encouraging the fact that stores are going to stay open late and or open early.
And then you feel bad about people having to work.
Now, yes and no, because we
Created that culture.
okay, I can say it. I used to work for Sears way back when Sears was a good thing, and
It's on a decline now.
yeah, too bad it's gone down on a decline. But back when I was working for Sears, I would ask. I'm like, hey, do you want the money? Do you have something going on? Because if you don't, we'll take you.
Yeah. We'll
You
get
know,
some hours.
Exactly. So it wasn't like we had everybody in the store mandatory, you got to work. It was, let me ask around first, and then if I don't have enough, then it's kind of like, hey, you've been doing me a real strong one,
Mhm.
you know, and you get time and a half, and who doesn't want that? And it's, you know, kind of, I think I only had to beg and plead like one or two people. It wasn't too bad, but still,
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to have to do that. So
No, I never got into the Black Friday shopping thing. I was never a fan of that. But as Britt says,
I'm
we
just
we should talk about what we're drinking on here. The centerpiece, the piece de resistance in the center here.
Let me zoom into that just a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going
we
to
can
turn it just a smidge
Yeah.
there.
We've got our own little party keg here.
Yeah. You want to explain what you got here? Because this
yeah.
is
So
new to me.
This is Breckenridge Brewing Company out of Colorado. This is their Christmas ale. And Britt and I have done
One of these,
kegs,
yeah,
one of these little mini kegs before.
baby keg.
The Hop Slam, which was super cool. And I knew we were going to be talking about Christmas and prepping for Christmas, so I was like, oh, Christmas ale. That sounds good. Let's do that. So.
What you guys can't see is on this other side, there's a big pull tab that kind of comes out.
Yeah.
And then on the top, there's a air relief valve here. So you crack the valve, and then you pull the tab out. And then whenever we want to drink, you'll see we'll put our drinks up, and then we just turn the unit. If you guys have never operated or seen one of these things, it's actually really kind of cool.
Yeah. We do have it sitting on an ice pack here to keep it a little cold.
Exactly. Usually we wrap it, but I think just the one on the bottom should be fine. It should kind of keep it
as it warms up a little bit, it'll bring out some of the flavors. But
exactly.
This is 7.1% ABV. I believe it's 21 or 22. Yeah, 22 IBUs. So not overly hoppy. It is a brown ale. I don't know if you want to zoom. Let me.
That's fine.
I should refill real quick.
We can see it on the thing, but we're sitting on just over a gallon here. It's 1.32 gallons here. Not that Brian and I are going to make it through this, but challenge accepted. It is Saturday night. And then we found this cute little Santa. That's I don't know why he's doing what he's doing, but he looks very sexual pose there. I don't know what's going on with the sexy Santa, but
yeah, that's a pretty dark brown.
It's a dark brown ale.
I would say almost porter-ish. It's pretty darn dark. But
I can't see. Well, I mean, I can see through the like with the color, but I can't like see your sweater on the other side. You know?
Yeah. It's very good. It's kind of an amber-ish ale in flavor, brown ale kind of. It's got some Christmas notes to it, kind of the spices of the holidays. I dig it. It's a pretty easy drinker.
What's that big, huge bottle that I get? That's usually the Christmas one. I can't.
Bottle of what?
The bottle of beer. Remember, I brought it the last 2 Christmases, and it's a Christmas beer, and it comes in like a big, huge wine bottle. And I pop the top, and I'm serving everybody for Christmas.
Can't think right off.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I got it sitting on the shelf over here.
Hi, sister. Good to see you. And Karen, thank you for joining us. But yeah, no, if you want to run out, I got this one at Hy-Vee. It's pretty inexpensive. This is $20 for this whole thing for over a gallon of beer. What'd you say it was, a gallon and a half?
1.32 gallons.
So yeah, almost a gallon and a half.
Yeah.
It's and it's a fantastic beer. If you like darker beer, you'd have to. It is a full. I would say it's a full flavored beer, very flavorful all the way through. So it's not. It's still an easy drinker though.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's IPA-ish. I mean,
no, it's only 22 IBUs, so it's pretty low in the hop category.
It's just a good old Christmas beer.
It is. It is. I tend to like darker beers over the holidays. I think most people do, just because they're probably more flavorful, a little more hearty, whereas the lighter beers tend to be easier to drink.
Reminds me of something that you should drink while sitting around the fire.
Or the Yule log.
The Yule log. There you go. The Yule log.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, I dig it. Anyway, so back to Christmas. Prepping for Christmas and all that.
Well, so I prep for Christmas a little early, but only on the front end of Christmas lights.
Okay.
So, you want to get those things up. Fun fact for the general public out there, you can put your Christmas lights up and not turn them on.
Yeah, before Thanksgiving, if you want to put them up before Thanksgiving, I get it. The weather's warmer, it's nicer, you want to get them up. Just don't turn them on until after Thanksgiving. Come on.
No, it's those that put them up and they're like immediately turn them on. They're like, well, I've got them up, might as well have them on. It's like,
that's why we have snow in November, because of you. Yeah. Well done.
You're chanting to the gods up there that you want snow. No, it's just leave them off until Thanksgiving. In fact, I plugged mine in on Thanksgiving. So, just do that. Why not?
Do you do the whole, Clark Griswold?
Unfortunately, I don't have that many Christmas lights on out there. But I do have more sitting in my garage that I still need to get out, but I haven't yet, and I just been busy, man.
I have zero lights on the outside of my house, other than the I put these really cool LED bulbs in my around the house. Excuse me, in my fixtures, and they look like flames.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You showed me
so,
that one night. I came up and I was like, this looks like I'm pulling up to a castle.
That's right. Yep. That was what I was going for. No, this year I don't have them in there yet, but I've got red and green. So we don't even have our Christmas tree up yet. We've just been so busy with the girls in Christmas Carol, so it's been tough time-wise. Also, did you just hear about the Christmas Carol tour? So they're from a lot of them are from here. So bus driver fell asleep and went off the road and flipped the whole tour bus off the side of the interstate. Yeah. Now, a couple of our friends, they got injured, not terribly. Everybody lived.
Okay, yeah, no one died.
No one died. Everybody lived, and now they're trying to get back into town and all that stuff.
Oh
but they
my
had to cancel the rest of the
gosh.
tour and all that. It really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, with that said, I mean, we were just traveling for a show, and it's really important that you have driver's logs.
Right.
Drivers that drive semi-trucks know what I'm talking about. You have to have daily logs and all that sort of jazz. So if you're awake for a certain amount of time, you can only drive for a certain amount of time. You have to take a break after like 5 or 6 hours, and that break has to be half an hour.
They were so everybody there on the bus was defending the driver themselves. Just like, hey, the schedule that he's got, we're not blaming. Yes, he fell asleep. Yes, it was a terrible accident. But you know what? The schedule that we're all doing,
Yeah.
he shouldn't have been driving that much.
But with that said, he should have been like, I can't.
Yeah, true.
Like, I'm sorry, but the law says that I can't.
Right. Yep.
So I'm going to go to bed. And
good night.
Yeah, I'll wake up in 4 or 5 hours, and then I can get you guys going. But yeah, there's strong. My company's coming down with that and saying that you must have a driver's log. They're even as far as going as having the driver's exam thing done. I'm like, we just drive around town, really? I mean, granted, we have a road show every once in a while, and we take it out of town for 5-6 hours. It's not a big, like we're going all the way on the other side of the country. But still, it's important to know that you're safe and all that stuff. Wow, that
was yep. a little jaunt there. No, the also back to lights. I only have one outlet on the outside of my house, and it's on the back porch. So if I want anything on the front of the house, I'd have to run Christmas extension cords all the way to the front of the house.
So not many people. That's a good prepping idea. So
get a generator.
No. I know the problem solver to your problem.
9-volt battery.
I
don't know.
Light sockets. So all these things that you can take a little plug and plug in your a light socket, and then you just plug into the plug, and then all you gotta do is flick on your lights. Now you gotta unscrew the bulbs, and then now you're just having Christmas lights.
Fixtures around all my bulbs, so that would be tough.
But you can run out of that fixture. You could just take the fixture off. You have to take the fixture off to change the bulb, right?
Just the top.
Yeah,
but
that's how you plug in.
There's still not room. And I don't know if there'd be enough room to actually plug in because it's pretty tight.
So in order to get the bulb out of the fixture,
I take the top off and then I unscrew it and pop the top off. There's only not much room.
And then you just screw this little thing back in there and you plug your Christmas lights in and run them to wherever you need to.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that would have to come out the side, right?
Wherever you want it to come out of. Doesn't matter.
I'm just trying.
Yeah, it comes out the side. It's
I wouldn't be able to plug an extension cord into the side. There's not enough room in there.
No, not the extension cord, just your Christmas lights. It's like whatever.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm saying it actually goes in the socket, Brian. It's a socket.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's an extension cord.
Yeah. And then you plug the bulb into that.
All you need is like that much space. That's all you need. Just like that much space.
Yeah.
Just need a bit of space.
Okay. I believe you, but I just don't think there's enough room.
I believe you.
I just don't think there's enough room.
I believe you. Another new thing, a new modern thing for Christmas lights. Solar, yeah, exactly. You read my mind. Wow, look at that. Boom.
It's almost like we're brothers.
Mm-hmm. That or you just go over to your neighbor's house, plug them in.
Run an extension cord off his. He'll never know. I'll just have a green extension cord, run it through the lawn. He'll never know.
Right? Exactly. The very first, probably the very first thing that happens for Christmas is hearing the Christmas music. That's actually the first thing. Oh, yeah. That's what happens.
All the channels.
Now, no, don't get me wrong. You walked in tonight upstairs, and you heard Christmas music.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing some Wii bowling, and then we were what we were doing earlier. Earlier we were
eating.
Gingerbread. That was another one. A gingerbread house.
Yeah.
We made a gingerbread house earlier, so of course we had the Christmas music going, and it's just getting in the Christmas spirit. We had the Christmas tree on and all that stuff. So there's a time and place, and the time and place isn't the day after Halloween.
I know. That's usually
boom,
they
change
start
right over.
November 1. We're gonna start Christmas music. People, there's a holiday in between.
Right?
It's like we need to stop calling it Thanksgiving and start calling it pre-Christmas. Just and don't get me wrong, I do like Christmas music. I'm a big fan. But yeah, there's like you said, there's a time. They just keep wanting Christmas to be earlier. Next, we're gonna have the whole Christmas in July thing. Stores are gonna start selling Christmas stuff in July. By the time
Christmas in July, Brian, that's already a thing, man.
Yeah, I know. Oh, our niece says hi. Hello, hello, niece. Hello, good to see you.
And Bode says, "What's up?" He threw a wrench in the system though, and he wrote 100%. I don't know what that wrench 100%.
Maybe
throwing a wrench in the system. That's fine.
Yeah, if you can dodge a wrench,
you can dodge a ball. So yeah, but as in far as holiday preparation for Christmas, usually lights is kind of the first thing in my rule book to get done and out of the way. That way you're not scrounging around on the top of a roof trying to put up Christmas lights in snow.
Right, yeah.
Like right now. You wouldn't want to do it right now.
It's pretty cold. It's like 20, 18 degrees.
Yeah. Woo. No, to all that have seen Christmas Vacation.
And if you haven't, shame on you.
Don't do it like he did in the middle of winter when it's snow on the
Christmas
ground.
Eve, yeah.
Christmas Eve.
He's still putting lights up Christmas Eve.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, that's going to be me putting the tree up Christmas Eve.
If you do, though, you need the right kind of music, like a...
How'd that go?
Actually, that's the song that when he's pumping the sewage into the thing.
Oh, classic
Crapper's
movie.
full.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use the right
Well
word.
Well done, though. Yep. Where
Oh.
are you going to put that tree? Bend over and I'll show you.
And that's the preparation number 3 is sitting down and watching that movie. That's
right.
Preparation number
That's
3.
right. I always enjoy watching A Christmas Story. I enjoy Die Hard, but I never did get into that tradition, watching that as a Christmas movie. I still agree it's a Christmas movie. It's just not one of my traditions. Great movie, though. I've got a friend that has some really cool sweaters that are in reference to the towers, Nagayami Tower or whatever. Anyway, do you have any Christmas traditions for movies, Britt? Because the girls they actually love watching the original Rudolph. The old. It's not claymation. It's like it's a stop motion. You know what I'm talking about, like from the 50s.
Rudolph
60s?
the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah.
So he said, the old claymation one? Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't call it claymation because
it's a stop animation, like not clay, but it was done like with stuff, like with that little bartender thing I got up there.
Oh, yeah.
It's that same kind of like material, the weird. The bartender usually sits here on the table, but I kind of rearranged some things and I've got stuff going on. But it's kind of a weird old cottony material.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I guess my Christmas movie tradition, I actually just kind of started this year with Guyver, Home Alone.
Actually, Erica just did Home and Elf. She just mixed those. Yeah, those.
Home
Elf's
Alone?
Another one of mine, and we did just watch Home Alone about a week ago. Sure.
Guyver had never seen Home Alone, and so we watched 1 and 2, and then he wanted to watch 3, and I'm like, no, it's just not the same. He's all like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's not the same dude.
Yeah.
It's like totally different. And I was like, if you want to watch it, we can watch it. And he watched it. He's like, I liked 1 and 2 better. I was like, yep, so did everyone else.
Yeah. My girls also love The Grinch, which Erica just mentioned also.
Ah, The Grinch.
Yep. So they go back and forth between, there's a new one with Benedict Cumberbatch voicing, it's an animated one, and then the live action with Jim Carrey as the Grinch. They go back and forth between those two versions of the Grinch.
Nice. I was telling you earlier we were making a gingerbread house, which
well, you didn't make a gingerbread house.
I made a gingerbread train, as in my son loves trains, so that's what we're gonna do, and that's what.
Surprised you didn't make a turtle.
I was surprised that they got found that. So
So it was an actual train, like gingerbread thing. Not, I thought you took the parts and you made a train from it. I was like, well done. That's pretty cool. Very inventive.
yes, that's what we did, Brian. That is absolutely
You
what we
ruined
did.
it for me. Dang it.
No, it was a gingerbread train, but he loved doing it. It was fun putting it all together. And I am just coming back from being on the road. I was gone for 5 days, and Brian's like, "Hey, let's do this." I'm like, "Yes, awesome, let's do this."
Mm-hmm.
Just for the simple fact that I know when I go into work tomorrow or Monday, I'm not going to want to lean back on Sunday what we're going to do tonight. So
Yeah.
it'll be fine. I want a Monday with a clear head. Anyway,
Have you seen Polar Express? That wasn't mentioned here, but
yes, Polar Express is a great movie.
it's not one of my traditions,
no,
but I
no,
love
no,
watching.
okay.
Tom Hanks.
All right, so Tom Hanks kind of plays a little bit of a creepy character.
Well, he's several characters in there actually.
Yes,
I think.
but like as in the Ticket Taker, he's kind of like dark and shady a little bit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but nice. I don't know how to put that right. You know what I mean? Like, it seems he seems do good and well, but then he's also like, get in your seat. You know, like.
Somebody, Corey is mentioning. Remember drinking on Grandpa's peach schnapps? I remember drinking on my peach schnapps.
I remember when Grandma got ran over by the reindeer.
Yeah, walking home from our house for Christmas Eve.
Completely different thing, I guess. I don't know.
You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
Oh God, that's great. No, what peach schnapps? What's going on?
That was Corey, our cousin.
Yeah, I know Corey, but do I remember what
Drinking peach schnapps. Grandpa's peach schnapps.
Oh yes, that's a old tradition from back at Grandpa and Grandma's farm. Well, not the farm. The farm was down in Ponca. This was out in Elkhorn, and yeah, we were little kids, and I mean, I think we would have like a little cap, and then we'd get all giddy. You know, it's like we weren't drinking the bottle. Like, you know, hey, Grandma didn't let us drink, but we would steal, I guess.
Statute of limitations there. It's fine.
But yeah, we would
Look what they started us on.
We had this little yeah, exactly. It's all their fault we have this show.
It's been a lifelong obsession.
But yeah, no, we used to.
Some would call that alcoholism, but
We used to play bartender back there and stuff, and it was just he had fun knick-knack neat stuff back there
Betty
too.
Boop.
Betty Boop.
Yep.
Betty Boop.
Yeah, great. He had a nice little bar back there.
It nice little, Brian. Come on, the bar was bigger than this table.
Well, actually, the bar, his well-stocked bar was upstairs, and it was that little closet behind.
Well,
his
yeah,
recliner.
of course. You're gonna keep everything down with our kids. Come on.
Why not?
It's fine.
They'll learn.
It's fine. Is that Britt passed out on the floor there? What's going on?
Lightweight.
Wait. Oh my gosh. That's just terrible. It's just terrible.
He's 6.
Man, we diverged so much. I don't even remember where we were going with any of this stuff. Oh, Christmas movies? But we did way too far. Oh, I was on...
Or are we on the right track?
No, we were talking about the Grinch.
Yes.
And then I went into Guyver making the gingerbread train.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had him decorate the Santa Claus. So I put the frosting all over the Santa Claus, and then he decorated the Santa Claus. And then he's like, "Hey, I need more frosting right here." I'm like, "Cool, more frosting." So I was decorating it all. He gave it back to me, and it had like green eyes and like had this green. I'm like, "Is that the Grinch?" Like, I think my son made the Grinch, not Santa Claus. It was hilarious,
Nice.
but it was fine.
There's a whole montage here of things they're remembering about Grandpa's house or whatever. Got mountain lion with the tongue coming out. And all
Yes,
that,
we
yeah.
would remove the tongue and put it in our own mouths. Gross.
Remember the football game that really it was just a board that vibrated.
Oh, I'm winning. I'm losing. I'm winning.
No. Now he made a U-turn.
Yeah. Oh, and Craig just filling up
Oh.
the basement full of presents.
Absolutely, and like these were wrapped like something you'd see out of a movie. It was crazy.
Macy's. These were, beautifully ordained wrapped presents.
Yeah, it was the bows that you would want to keep, and each one had like an ornament on there. It had like a trumpet or a sleigh bells or something.
Upstairs on the tree, I still have 7 ornaments that are from what Craig gave us.
That's cool. Very cool. Nice.
In remembrance.
Yes. And they had the player piano down there too, and the sauna.
The sauna.
The sauna.
That house was way too big
No, it was perfect if you wanted to have people staying over.
Oh my gosh! What, they have 3 bedrooms downstairs?
They had 2 downstairs, and yeah, it was just 2.
So you take this house and you just like stretch it as far as you can,
Yeah.
and put 3 houses next to each other. It was beautiful, and they sat up way up on top of that bluff, and they overlooked.
The view was $1 million by itself.
Overlooked the Elkhorn River. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, people who don't really know our family, and we have a bunch of siblings talking right now, and we're
Siblings and cousins and all
right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all have your stories, and you can reminisce on what you guys have done in Christmas and all that stuff. And we're kind of doing that right now. So.
Well, we've got several people on, so if you want to start dropping hints as to what your traditions are, we could talk about those as well.
Yes, and people would want to see those in the comments of what your guys' traditions are, because, one of our newest traditions, we went from prepping for the holidays to traditions real quick, but that's fine. One of our newest traditions that we do nowadays at Christmas time, and I kind of find it fun, the adults really don't buy... Like, as in far as, like, if our cousins come over and all that stuff, we don't buy, like, gifts for everyone.
Right.
But what we do
expensive.
is we do a gift card raffle, which is kind of fun. We all buy gift cards. Try not to. It's like $15 or $20 in there.
It's kind of like a version of a white elephant gift, but it's all gift cards. And
then you put all these numbers in a hat, and you draw a number, and that's what you get to do. You can only steal one time. And so it's kind of fun, like everybody wants the Amazon gift card.
And we cap it at like $20 or $25, whatever.
Yeah. It's humor,
For sure. One of our traditions, and actually we're doing that tomorrow. My wife and the girls, she makes up this cookie batter, and they make these Christmas cookies and all that, and they do that every year.
Oh, hold on. Company eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Monkey bread.
Monkey bread, yeah, that's over, and showing up in pajamas. Christmas
Showing up
Day.
in pajamas, monkey bread, and company eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never had company eggs, please look it up, because it's amazing. And don't stinch on doing it light. Do it heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Go rock solid. Yeah. The more fat, the better. It's just like Thanksgiving,
Sure.
And the monkey bread, wow. 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, it was kind of like, it was kind of crunchy on the outside. Last year, it was amazing. Last year, it was soft all around, and you just like pop it in your mouth. It was just like candy. And
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Don't take it away. Don't take it away.
Yeah. Back to the pajamas. Remember the year that I wore the Chewbacca onesie? That's all fur and all that.
I can't do it right.
Anyway, I had to stop at work to pick something up. Dad had something at work, whatever. So, and I'm still wearing this.
I almost got shot.
No. So the only person there was the receptionist, and I'm walking down the hallway, and she came around the corner, and she just lets out this blood-curdling scream.
It's okay.
She didn't hear me come in, and she just sees this hairy thing walking down the hallway. It's me. So yeah, I scarred her for life probably.
Yeah.
She can't ever watch Star Wars now.
Sorry.
Yeah, whoops.
Oh my gosh, holiday traditions. No. Let's go back.
Yeah.
We got to prep. So.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But still, some of the traditions are prepping, like the Christmas cookies and.
Statistic for our radio listeners out there. Real tree or fake tree?
Ooh. The maintenance of a fake tree is what I'm all about. But to me, the smell of a real tree is super nostalgic.
So I was setting my tree up this year last Saturday. It's like the only time I could do it, and I was like getting it out of the box. And the tree that I have is actually Grandma May's tree.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, I don't want to set it up anymore. I'm like, cool, no, I'll take that. And I've had that tree for, back when we lived at Bobby's old place. So, 9+ years I've had that tree, you know? And it could do for I should take it out in summertime and power wash that thing, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's just old, like, Grandma bought it, so, like, what is that tree?
It's made with lead paint.
35-year-old tree. They make them a little better nowadays. They make them where they just all
Pre-lit.
fold up.
Yeah,
They're
and-
pre-lit.
Yep.
This I got to put each individual branch on, and then I have to fluff each branch,
Yeah.
and then I got to wrap the thing in lights, and then our favorite part, putting the ornaments on. I love putting the ornaments on.
That's
Um,
huge. Yeah,
Guyver. I brought
letting the kids do it. I
Yeah.
love letting the kids do it.
right. So I brought the ornaments up, and Guyver flips the box lids off, and I went. I put the box lids back on. I said, "Mama's back, not back from the store yet." Like,
We gotta wait. Yeah.
just wait a minute, wait a minute, buddy. And he's all like, "But I'm like, nope. Mom's got to be here. We all got to be here. We all got to do this because it's fun to take out the ornaments that you've obtained throughout the years. Now, if they're just a box of ornaments that are just these round balls and or hooks and just like the basic things that you buy at Target, feel free to just do your tree. But if it's actually ornaments that you've collected over many, many, many years,
See, and I'm all about that.
yes, like
The ones that the kids make, and those are things that you're gonna cherish.
there's not
forever.
two ornaments. Well, okay, maybe there's two ornaments, but there's not more than two ornaments that are the same ornament on that tree. They're all 100% different, and that's what I like about our tree. Is it's unique, and whenever you walk around it, you're never going to see two of the same ornament. It's great.
Yeah, well, you got to be a little careful with letting the kids decorate because, like, they decorate one spot of the tree. You got to start moving them around.
Well, that's what they told. So Guyver's getting tall now,
Yeah.
like, and I was like, so yeah, they were all kind of like right here on the tree, and I'm like, Guyver, reach your hand up.
Yeah, we'll get you a step stool, something.
Reach your
whatever.
hand up
Yeah.
a little, just a little bit higher.
Erica had mentioned a while back. So last Christmas, who won Christmas? Gigi May, with her gifts.
All right, you want me to tell the story? Or you tell the story.
We can both tell. You go ahead.
All
and
right,
start
all right.
though, yeah.
So, I guess it wasn't a thing until Grandma decided to make it a thing, and now it is. I guess we need to start making this a thing. We didn't know what we were in for when Grandma. When Grandma gives gifts, we know that she shops on QVC a lot, and that's great. That's totally fine. And a lot of the gifts are actually useful gifts.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the Lazy Susan I have was one of the gifts that I got from Grandma.
Well, I think you got like one of the toolboxes over here, sitting over here. That's really
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't let me diss the gifts that Grandma give us. That they're great. But she outdid herself on this one.
She won Christmas.
She
last
outdid
year.
herself on this one. She found a gift for my dad, and wasn't it right around the time where he was having trouble walking, or I don't know. It
Yeah.
was something like hip. I don't know. I could be wrong, but he got a cane.
Yeah, Dad. Yeah.
Dad got a cane, and we're like, well, I guess.
I guess she's
He's-
saying welcome to the club.
Yeah, well, you're getting older. You're gonna need one of these, and I get her frame of reference of why she got it for him, and
She had one of the hurricanes.
right, but that was not the coup d'etat
Yeah.
of the cane.
Yes. there was
Brian, you
something-
want to explain the coup d'etat?
Yeah,
of the cane?
so inside the cane was something special, and there was a hidden feature of the cane. And most of you that think of a cane with a hidden feature are probably thinking, well, it's a sword.
or maybe like a
Umbrella.
or you could like stash something in there, like
Yeah,
money,
yeah,
jewels,
yeah,
things
yeah.
of that nature, like a storage place.
Yes. All those things would be wrong.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, what else was there? Sword, jewel storage. What did you say? There was
Umbrella.
umbrella. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So all right. So
but none of-
ruling those out, ruling them all out.
None of those were right.
No.
All of those are wrong. And if I don't think anybody here could guess what it would be, but there was a recorder,
Recorder.
a flute inside.
Yes.
Yes.
Not a flute.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
a recorder.
Well, for those that don't know what a recorder
yeah.
is,
Not
it's-
like
yeah.
a tape recorder.
Yeah, it's
Was she tape recording me? What's going on here?
it's a CIA cane.
Exactly. Whoa, CIA. No, we have nothing against. It was a flute. It was a recorder.
It was
So
like an Irish
like-
flute.
So
basically.
whenever he wanted to stop on the side of the road, he can unscrew the cane, and out pops the recorder.
Yeah. It was awesome.
It's kind of like what was the guy that played the flute that took the mice out of the city?
Yeah, the Pied Piper.
Pied Piper. that could be the Pied Piper if you wanted to.
And he could hobble along with a cane.
Exactly. And it'd be totally fine.
You know, when you're at the, like he said, when you're at the beach and you're going with your cane and whatever, oh, you know what would be good at this moment? Music. Oh, it was hilarious. But that wasn't even the only awesome gift from Gigi May.
Oh, yes, that's right. I do remember there was a second item.
Yes, the second item that was gifted to our mother were these black bags that were enormous.
All right, so imagine a bag that you would use if you went to IKEA and you wanted to buy half of the store of IKEA, and you wanted half that store to fit in the bag of IKEA.
Those blue IKEA bags, if you've never been to IKEA, they're enormous. These black
twice as big.
I would say 3 times as big as these IKEA bags. They were enormous. I think they were yard bags.
So we could get in them.
Yeah,
we could
like
fully get in them.
Multiple people, like two people, could fit comfortably in these
the
things,
bag,
inside the bags.
The question is, how do you even carry it at that point?
Yeah, if it's leaves, I get it. But like if you're moving dirt, you're gonna need like a crane for this thing because it was. Yeah, you would have
the handles on the thing were pretty industrial.
Oh yeah, they were. It was crazy.
Right.
I couldn't believe. Yeah, it was funny when Mom's opened. It's like she opens it, opens it, opens it. It just kept on going.
Just to keep my spare tire in. What's going on here?
Just to wrap your car. This thing was enormous. You could park one of those Mini Coopers in it, probably. I mean, carry your Mini Cooper along with you.
All right. So, has anybody responded with the real or fake? Because the real or fake Christmas tree. Kind of getting back into that.
The only Erica said fake.
You know, getting back to my tree that I own. It's just getting old, and I don't mind putting it up, but it's just getting old and ratty. And like I said, maybe I need to take it out and power wash and all that stuff. But I think next year I'm going to switch to a real tree.
See, and I barely have time. Like my schedule, I barely have time to do a fake tree.
But getting a real tree, that means you should only get it like 3 weeks before Christmas.
Right. Yeah, and it's already
Otherwise,
ready.
The dog will drink all the water out of the dish. Is that how it goes? I don't know.
Yeah,
Christmas
there's a squirrel in there or something.
I don't know.
Corey said that they chopped down their own tree. That's pretty cool.
He just plants them in the bag. He's like, that's tall enough.
It's a sapling. It's like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. I used some hedge scissors and that was it.
What are you doing there, Clark? Or he goes, where are you going to put that Christmas tree?
Bend over and I'll show you. Yep.
I wasn't talking to you. Oh.
Boom. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not seen Christmas Vacation, you are missing out. You've been living under a rock.
Mm-hmm. That is a giant piece of pop culture that you are missing out on.
Exactly. So we've covered lights. We've covered Christmas music. We've covered the Christmas tree. We've covered some presents.
Oh yeah, so we
kind of covered presents that were given.
Yeah, I was talking about Black Friday, and we never did get on.
Yeah.
So I never got into Black Friday. It's just not my thing. And then now, if you read about it, not only just the chaos that's ensued, and I hate crowds, but to me, like the merchants have caught on to the whole Black Friday craze, and they actually create products specifically for Black Friday that are of inferior quality. So you're actually
absolutely you're buying a crap.
Yeah, you're getting a great deal on it, but you're getting a great deal on crap. You know, not the real thing. So yeah.
Well, and I don't know. I was watching some YouTube video or something like that, and it was Christmas markdown, and it was like $300 off, but then they removed the tag, and it was that same exact price.
Yeah.
But it was $300 off normally.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy it.
Yeah, it's super on sale.
It's super on sale right now. I gotta buy it.
Yeah, usually I think it's after Labor Day is when they increase the prices and then they decrease them for Christmas or for Black Friday.
I made the mistake of I was in Minneapolis and
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis over this weekend, and literally just got back in town like 3 hours ago.
And his wife is so nice to let him actually do a podcast tonight.
Exactly.
Thank you.
She's gonna wait up for me, I swear. Anyway, so I'm up in Minneapolis, and I'm on my way back from returning some gear to a property that we actually have up there. So I noticed my windshield wipers weren't working that great, so I'm just all like,
So you just stick your head out the window.
Google, where's the Walmart at? So I went to Walmart because that's where you buy windshield wiper blades at dark 30 in the morning, and you just want to go to bed. And so it takes me to Walmart, and it's actually just outside of Minneapolis. I can't imagine what one would be inside of Minneapolis, but I don't know. Whatever, that's fine. And I had a rough time just getting to the front door with the amount of shopping carts that were just shoved everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like I don't even want to put the cart away. It's like I'm just gonna you could drive around. It's fine. Like right in the middle of the aisle, I'm just like, I'll just park. Oh, there's another. There's another shopping cart. I'll go to the next aisle. I'll check it. I'll just get out and move the shopping cart out of the way and whatnot. And I actually saw that meme where. You know how there's that center aisle that usually they use for like handicapped children, people, and all that stuff down the center.
Sure.
There was a meme that said, "This is why you should put your shopping carts away." And there was a ton of shopping carts, guy in a wheelchair, lady pushing the baby in the stroller, and it was just filled with shopping carts. It's like, come on, guys. Like, take 3 seconds out of your life, and there's corrals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not that far away. It's like right over there. And they're like, that's fine. We'll just put it right there. It's no big deal. No, it affects a lot of other people, especially people trying to just park.
Right.
So that's just me going into the place.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention what happens when I go into the place. And you know the whole statistic of one lane open? Yeah, this was that place.
At Walmart.
And there was like 28 people in line for the one line. I'm like,
oh boy.
Check. I'm like,
well, so now they have those self-checkout lines.
now they get even the self-checkout, there was 28 people in the line to get out.
20 in both lines?
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was Friday though. I mean, so it was Friday night.
It's the place to be.
I guess it was the place to be. I got my windshield wipers, and by the time I got back though, there was only like 5 people in line. So it wasn't too bad. Maybe it was just the late night rush.
Those Friday night, late night rushes at Walmart.
But walking through that Walmart, there was just, I don't know much crap they could have shoved in the aisles that was literally just crap.
Wait, like literally crap?
Like, it smelled like literal crap. No, I'm just saying.
You're in a wrong Walmart.
You are in the wrong. Hey, if you, speaking of presents, if you don't know what to buy somebody, don't buy them a piece of plastic that can do something.
Like a gift card?
Ooh. Yes. Buy them that. That is a good answer to the question not question.
My wife is not a fan of the gift cards because she's like, it's so impersonal. I'm like, yeah, but you're basically just saying, here is some money to go spend on whatever you want. Now, it's not as good.
Great.
Not as good as cash. Like cash is
king.
There you go. Yeah.
In fact, my kids are gonna. All the kids in the family are probably.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, and that's just easy.
Yeah.
Card, cash. What I'm saying is, all these things in the aisle. I'm just like looking at this thing. And it's like, well, this thing does this, and this thing does this, and this thing does this. And I'm just like, they're all made of this plastic, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just all like, oh, it's another plastic thing that does another thing. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, no, that's not what you want. I want exactly what I want. I don't want this thing to do a half-butt job doing things, Mm-hmm. So it was just, and then they had pallet jacks all over the place. They were just like, the grossest store ever. Like, I could have swore I counted 42 pallet jacks. I'm like, there's some guy in the back like, where's all the pallet jacks? They're just everywhere in the store.
They were out in the parking lot with carts. People were hauling their stuff out with pallet jacks.
Right. I'm just like, man, oh man. I have never been in the trash.
They were changing oil in the in the parking lot. They needed a pallet jack.
I was changing windshield wiper blades in the parking lot, but that's besides the point. Getting back. Let's bring this train back. So how about snow?
Yeah, okay, so
prepping for Christmas is prepping for snow.
Yeah,
because that's what's gonna happen.
We actually just had a little bit of an ice storm here the other day. You missed it.
I missed it, Brian. Hold on. It was negative 15 degrees in Minnesota.
Yeah,
and then it was negative 5.
But it was a dry cold.
And then it snowed for 4 days. So I didn't miss nothing, Brian.
Yeah, but ice, I will deal with snow, but like ice, that's dangerous, man.
They're on it though. They're on it there in Minnesota.
They're
like, we already plowed that. I'm like, it snowed like 2 minutes ago. You're like, nah, we got it.
Yeah, they got the industry.
They're on it.
Yep.
They know.
Here, like right during the morning rush on the way to work, it started to rain, and then it froze, and nobody was ready for it. And I had to run home real quick to grab something, and I was going to put it in the back of my car, so I backed into the driveway, and I slid right back out into the street, like I'm not joking. And,
no, that's
and it was my driveway was a sheet of ice. It was crazy. But driving around, you saw people that were off in the median and all that. They just weren't prepared for the.
We had that
ice.
same ice storm right before I left on Monday. So on Monday of not this week but last week.
Mm-hmm.
Monday last week
because
there isn't a Monday yet. I'm saying Monday, which isn't just like 6 days ago or so. Monday, we were leaving for out of town, so I went and got an oil change on 60th and Center Street, 58th and Center.
What's the address? No, I'm just kidding.
58th and Center. There's an Instaloop there. They do a good job. They're real nice folk. They showed up 10 minutes late, though. Hey, when you say you open at 7 o'clock, you better be there at 7 o'clock. 7:10, I'm getting my oil changed. Anyway, so the only way out of the Instalube was to take a right and go the opposite direction to my work. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just turn on 60th Street, right? 60th and Center, and I'll just go up to, like, Leavenworth.
Yeah.
Or there's that huge hill. I turn, and I swear, there's, like, 25 cars just compacted together like in this giant formation, and then there's like 2 cars trying to make it up the hill, and I'm like, no, you turn around, you turn, I'll take the interstate on this one. I didn't see anything at all.
No, not gonna do that.
There was one truck in front of everybody, and he hit the pole. He came down the hill, probably couldn't stop, hit the pole stopped him, and he stopped everyone else. I'm like, oh man, that's a bummer. And I pray that I'm not in one of those kind of accidents, because it's just like you're in the middle of it and you're like, I can't get out my doors. I'm just now stuck in the middle of this, aren't I?
Here we go. This is gonna be awesome.
Just no, it's a bummer for all parties involved, and be careful out there when it's snowy and icy and slick and all that stuff. So we make fun of it on this show, but no, it's a serious matter. So.
My wife and I went to this gala a couple Fridays ago, and they had a speaker.
Was there a name for the gala?
The Endless Journey, the Endless Night of Stars. That's what it was. But anyway, they had a speaker there, and she's touring the country in an RV. She was talking about breaking down in an RV once. She's like, you know what happens when you have to wait for a tow truck?
You start living in a van down by the river?
She's like, you go in the back and you watch soap operas and eat Cheez-Its.
Perfect.
Like,
absolutely perfect.
I guess that's the way to do it, because in an RV, it's a lot. So also we have some friends that bought. They're retired. They bought an RV and they're touring also, and they got into a traffic jam. And he's taking a picture of the traffic jam, and he's like, so. Here's the traffic jam. Then he was taking pictures. They were in the recliners in the back, just chilling, just hanging out, waiting for it to move.
Yep.
We're fine. Yep.
See what's on Fox.
Yeah. I'd probably start grilling and be like, "Hey guys, whoever's around, you guys want some hot dogs?"
Remember the old campers that were on the bed of the truck?
Oh yeah.
And it's got the door on the back.
Sure.
You open up the door and you got a grill right there. You're like,
"Hey, you guys want some?" Yeah, I got
$5. $5.
Yep. Hey,
I'd probably
these are ballparks, man.
I'd probably take that up and be like,
Yep.
these are $5 on me.
These are
Let's
all
do
beef
that.
hot dogs. Come on.
Let's do that.
These are not cheap. Yeah. Wagyu hot dogs.
Oh, all right. So another thing that I had for prepping for Christmas was and it's funny that it was written down on here. It was candles.
Candle, yeah.
And the funny thing is, you actually brought me a candle.
I did bring you a candle.
So I want to light this now because,
go ahead.
I mean, and I when you brought it to me, I was like, I should probably find my matches because, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to light. What do we got here, Brian?
It's Myers. So it's a unique. It's a basil candle.
It's a unique New York
basil candle from Myers. Which is I use Myers cleaning products. They're not a sponsor of the program or anything, but I actually just use their products because they smell really nice. This burns for 25 hours. So what we're going to do, we're going to start this now. We're going to have the podcast for the next 25 hours. Hold on to your seats. We're going to test this out.
Right.
Oh, man.
They will shut us off by then.
Can you imagine the file size of that 25-hour podcast? Holy cow.
Yeah, well, just our audio file size over here would be enormous, but file sizes and going onto Facebook, it's, I don't know, that's weird.
Somebody would roll across that. What, is that 25 hours or 25 minutes? No, that's 25 hours. Holy cow. That's
Can I fast forward through that?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
That's like those...
All they're doing is filming a candle for 28 of it, though.
It's a joke. Ha Oh, it's like those feeds from when they stormed Roswell, or no, not Roswell. They stormed Area 51.
Oh yeah, that was
That was like a 24-hour news feed, man.
But it was all old stuff. It was weird.
Very weird.
But thanks for the candle.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we do have some like holiday scents, like Scentsy at our house.
So do I.
And,
I do Scentsy in the car.
Yeah, nice.
I do
Yeah.
Luna.
You got me one of those. I don't know if it's Luna, but you got me one of those.
I did. It's the only one I buy. It's Luna.
Nice. Yeah. I just like, because I don't like it like overpowering at first, so I just like cracked it open and just like left it there, and that fills the car enough. It smells really good. I like it.
It's nice. Very nice.
I like how much.
All right. So another preparation for holidays is dealing with Santa.
Mall Santas and getting your picture taken with Santa.
Putting Santas out. Like you and I were talking about this earlier this evening when we showed up, and ladies and gentlemen, don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't prep my son to fictitiously think that
was a tough word.
Fictitiously think that this person is a real person. I'm like, Guyver, this is just a guy they use for the holidays. And he's like, okay, cool. You know, it wasn't like, Santa's real and he comes down the chimney.
Santa!
No.
I know him.
Not. It's just associated with Christmas. And I said, you know, your classmates will think that he's real. Don't tell him that he's not real. He's just a character that they use around Christmas time. And he totally gets it. He's like, yeah, whatever. You know, and then, you know, when somebody's all like, you know, do you know Santa's fake? He's just like, yeah, whatever. You know, like, it's like, he's a real object of Christmas, but he's not a real thing. I'm sorry those people out there that are watching that actually think that Santa Claus is real. Elf was a great movie.
So, speaking of that, and I was telling Britt this story earlier, but my sister-in-law lives out in New York. I'm not going to say where, but her son.
New York?
You know how many suburbs of New York are?
True that. All right, fair enough.
So, her son is in first grade, and they had a substitute teacher.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Yeah, they had a substitute teacher, and they were talking about persuasive writing. And so to have
all right,
these...
So let's put this into perspective of the people listening. Your sister-in-law has a kid that's in first grade.
Correct.
Teacher's gone.
Correct. This is
Got a
sub.
substitute.
Correct.
Okay, I just want
Talking
to
about
clarify.
persuasive writing.
Yep.
Which is, I thought, interesting topic for a first grader. I don't remember that in first grade. But
persuasive talk.
Anyway.
Make me think that you have an ice cream cone in your
Yeah.
hand. Like, what?
So, anyway, they to wrap the kids' heads around what persuasive writing was, this substitute teacher told the class, it's kind of like how your parents make you believe in Santa and the Easter Bunny, and which is not, and so like parents were picking up these kids that their lives were crushed and all
So
that.
the substitute said
Yeah.
that Santa Claus was not real.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue.
Yep.
I can't imagine.
To first graders.
Like, fifth graders be like, yeah, we knew. But first graders, it's kind of like, that's a touchy subject. Like I said, I raised my kid a different way than other people did, and I just didn't put Santa as in he's the special person that comes down the chimney that we don't have.
You know
he
what
sneaks in the window.
What I would say
Yeah.
to you is that if you don't believe in Santa, it's because your parents are being used by Santa Claus to perpetuate the spirit of Christmas.
Ooh.
There you go. So, you better watch out. You
Better not lie. Whatever that song, however that song
come
goes.
on. Better watch out. Better not. Or you better not. Dang it! You got me all twisted now. Better not.
I think that was the beer, not me.
Uh huh.
Anyway,
Also, the Elf on the Shelf.
Elf on the Shelf.
Yep, I was gonna mention that earlier, but Erica had mentioned that. But
It's further down on my list.
yep. So we do the Elf on the Shelf, and
I know. So like, there's three of them. There was Craig, there was Mitzi, and then there was Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the third one go?
What?
Do you have one of the old Elf on the
No,
Shelves?
we bought one. Now it's not like the
So
plush
Erica
one.
has Craig,
Oh,
and there's two more. Maybe Mom has them somewhere.
I don't. Yeah, we've got one that's actual like a
Like
porcelain.
old school.
It's an old school. Yeah, I don't like those new plush ones.
No, this
but
is old. Like you look at it and you're like, man, this is 1910.
but ours is a girl, Lady Glitter Sparkles, and they actually named her that before the Trolls movie.
Brian has two girls.
I have two girls, and we have lots of glitter
Yes.
and lots of sparkles everywhere.
The
Mm-hmm.
bad thing of the
Yeah,
craft world, glitter.
I had heard somebody say cat hair is the glitter of lonely people.
It's good. Glitter is the
Cat hair is the glitter of lonely people, because if you have glitter, I mean, obviously you're
it's terrible.
terrible. I've got glitter everywhere, man.
I have a meme for that. I mean, I'm going to show you that later. Remind me of that.
Yep. And we have a cat too. So, just to be truthful, we have a cat too. But
This
anyway,
smells
yeah.
good, Brian. Nice job.
Thanks. Yeah, Lady Glitter Sparkles, and she moves. For those of you that are not aware of what Elf on the Shelf is, every night the elf goes back and reports to Santa on how good or bad the kids were. So it moves in the night. So we're at whatever spot it was in before. It moves to a different spot.
I saw a meme, and it's parents at 5:45 a.m. forgetting to move the elf, and they're like jolting, like bolting. They're like, "We gotta move the elf."
What do you mean, Britt?
Oh yeah, no, it moves itself. It moves itself. It
I
walks
don't know-
around.
I don't know what you're talking about. But, yeah,
Funny meme though.
Yeah. I wish I could do like the Pinterest stuff and like get it like all clever, and like one of the ones I saw, it was like leaning against the wall and it had these little shot glasses of lemonade.
yeah.
It was like it looked like it was peeing into the cups. It was like lemonade, 25 cents.
One's got the Thanos hand on, and there's like
My favorite was the where it's like
Santa's gone.
it's got G.I. Joe underneath the faucet and it's like water torturing G.I. Joe.
Nice, that's hilarious. Yeah. I ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah, me either.
I ain't got that kind of time.
I mean, our elf doesn't have that kind of time.
Right. Yes, exactly. Mine's a lazy elf, I guess.
It stays in one spot the whole time.
The whole
I
time.
really like this spot. It's nice. I got a good view.
How about you want to reach and grab this thing behind you that the Guyver brought up? So what would you call this? You would call this like mistletoe, garland, things of that nature. Yeah, that's a good spot for it. There you go. Perfect. So like Guyver grabbed that and he's like, that should be on the show. And actually, it's now on the show.
There you go, buddy.
But yeah, like when you think of Christmas, you think of like Christmas trees and holly and mistletoe and I guess forestry things.
Mm-hmm.
So prepare for those.
Holly. Yeah.
Holly.
The holly and the ivy. When they are full grown.
How did holly get wrapped up into this?
I don't know. But we're going to go take a break. Take a break. This podcast brought to you by Christmas Ale by
Oh, yeah. You want
Breckenridge.
to talk about it? Yeah, yeah. We can do that.
It's been a
probably
while
talk
since we talked about it.
Well, that's just because we drank it and we started with it and that was it. So, yeah, feel free to
Yep. So this comes to
take
us
a
from
breather. I'm going to pour some more.
Breckenridge Brewing Company. We got the 1.3 gallon little mini keg here, which we've done them on the past before. Not this particular one, but we've done Hop Slam, which is really cool. That only comes out. That actually comes out next month, which I'm excited about.
Next month already?
Yeah, it's January to February. It's just a little over a month, I think. Anyway, this is the Christmas Ale. It's a 7.1 ABV and about 22 IBU, so a little low on the hoppy count. So it's a little tiny hoppy, but it's a kind of an ambery, a dark amber, almost a porter.
Don't
kinda.
let Brian confuse it. It's not hoppy at all. It's.
I taste the hops in there.
It's got a hint.
Yeah.
Just a hint. But
That's why I said it was low.
If you're a person that's like, I hate IPAs because they're too hoppy, this is not hoppy at all. This is an ale.
No, I would say it's more spiced. Like you can taste some kind of Christmassy style flavors in this. I don't know if like allspice or whatever is in this, but there's definitely some Christmas flavors in this. Winter Ale by Samuel Adams, I would say is a pretty close
There you go.
to this.
I'm still trying to figure out that one big bottle. Like I don't know, the people that are watching might know the name of this, but it's a giant wine bottle. It's huge. I would assume that it's two 750s. You know, it's a big like 1.75 maybe, 1.75 wine bottle, and then it says Christmas on the side. It's a green bottle, and then the it's just a little round circle, and I can't think. It's out of Colorado. Could have swore it's not Breckenridge though, but it's somebody else in Colorado that makes this beer, and I've brought it to Christmas twice, and it's like
a bomber.
It's dark. You pour it and it's like black, but then you taste it and you're like, wow, that's light.
Oh, good call, Erica. She had mentioned another Christmas prep.
Sure,
amaretto.
Well, that's on you, Brian. That's on you.
It is, and actually, I haven't done it this year, honestly, because of
time and restraints and
So I'm gonna, I will have it.
Erica, you're lucky we're live right now,
but it's gonna
it's
gonna be late. But I will. So I make my own amaretto every single year, and I usually
which is fantastic.
I usually do it in September, October timeframe, so it's ready for Thanksgiving. And excuse me. I just did not have time this year. I've got a lot on my plate, and I do want to get to it. It's just now.
In due good time there, sir.
Yeah.
In due good time.
Yes, it will happen. Just it'll be late.
Yes.
So, yep. We'll see how that goes. And actually, we'll probably test that out because normally I let it sit for 30 days before I hand it out. So maybe it'd be a good test this year to make it and then maybe let it sit for a week or so and then bring it to Christmas and try it like, hey, you've had the stuff that's sat for 30 days. This is going to...
Less sugar.
Yes.
Remember, I think we did... Remember, who was with us when we did the tasting?
Oh, man.
Was that Brickway?
Mitchell?
Mitchell. Was that Mitchell?
I
could have swore that we did it for the end of the year episode with Mitchell.
I think you're right.
And I think we did the round of 3, which we need to... After the show, we need to talk about end of the year because I
have an idea.
Well, I'm gone the 27th through the 3rd, so
we can talk about this later.
Exactly. I'll be in California. California. And Wales. No. That's exactly where I'll be, though.
Agree to disagree.
San Diego. Anyway.
I think it means St. Diego.
No. Anyway,
Another pop culture reference.
Exactly. Bing. Yep. All right. People don't know where we go sometimes with this stuff. We were talking about snow, snowmen.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we need to.
We haven't had a snow yet that can really produce a snowman. So.
No, absolutely not. So we'll just go right off of that. Tinsel.
I don't do tinsel.
All right, so
tinsel to me is like large glitter.
All right, so what's
and I do glitter. So
what's the string that has the tinsel on it? What do they call that? It's like big poofy.
The string with tinsel on it?
Yeah, it's
tinsel.
So tinsel you can just take and you just go.
Yeah.
And you tinsel everything up. This is actually on a string and then you wrap it around the tree. Is that still tinsel? Garland?
No, garland's more of a like this stuff would be garland, like
yeah. But it's tinsel, but it's on a string.
Yeah,
so you
I know
can string it around stuff.
Yeah, I would just say it's
tinsel.
Still tinsel.
All right.
Yeah, it's just
so there. You remember Mr. Biggs, Mr. Bigglesworth,
your naked cat.
Those that don't know me personally and the lifestyle that I've chosen with my wife, having a cat before we got married.
It wasn't a cat. It was a naked cat.
It was a sphinx.
It was a hairless cat.
So it was a sphinx cat, but it didn't know that it was sphinx cat because it started growing hair after like 10 years. But it wasn't like thick. It was just like this thin little like plush. It's like
peach fuzz.
It's cold, and I should probably have hair here. Grow some hair, please. And then it would grow just a little bit of hair. Anyway, Mr. Biggs 1 year found out what tinsel was and ate it. And let's just say my wife confessed to me that she had to
glitter poop
finish pulling some of that out. And I went, oh, gross. I mean, I know you told me about it, that he had glitter poop or tinsel poop, but you didn't say anything about grabbing that. I'm like, I can only imagine, like, why did I put this on the tree? Why did I do that?
This is a terrible idea.
This is a terrible idea.
Oh, that reminds me of like the old George Carlin bit when he was talking about how to find it in your yard. He's like, just feed him some tinsel and you can have a shiny poop and find it.
Right
He's
there.
like, better yet, feed him rubber bands. Then it has a little loop on you. You can just take a stick and fling it over to your neighbor's yard.
Oh, God, that's good. That's good stuff. You can't write that. Yeah, you can write that.
Yeah, he did. He did write that. George Carlin.
George.
The world is sadder now that you were not in it.
All right, I'm gonna say it, Brian. I'm gonna say it, and we're gonna go down this dark road for just a second.
Dark road during Christmas, really?
Nativity scenes.
Yeah, live nativity. I enjoy a good live nativity scene.
Yeah, but did you see what was in the news?
I see lots of things that are in the news, but
if I said nativity scenes and I said news, you would know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Whereas they actually put Joseph and Mary, and then Joseph in one, Mary in another, and baby Jesus in another, in cages. As in, people are, the border wall and all this sort of jazz, and they're talking about immigrants, and somebody did that. I don't know who did that, and I'm sure people online can find that out, but someone did a nativity scene where Joseph was in a cage, Mary was in a cage, and then the baby Jesus was in a cage.
I didn't see that.
And I just go, really? I mean, nativity should be like loving and caring, and it's the birth of baby Jesus.
And I didn't want to get into politics on
it's not politics.
This
was in front of like a
political statement, is what that was.
I guess it was. But shame on you. Shame on you.
Yes.
Why do you need to make this thing about you? Ooh, that's
Erica had put something on here that's another preparatory thing. Something that's also a tradition in our household is doing the Christmas cards to people of pictures of your family every year and sending them out to friends and family. We do that every year. You
know what we need to update is our family website.
Your firmware. Oh, yeah.
I went on there the other day and I went, wow, these pictures are so old. Well, this is me at 12 years old.
You know who has oodles of time right now. He could probably do that.
Dad, we're looking at you, Dad, right now. Faja, we're looking at you. Update the website. Update it. Take things off of Facebook, whatever you need to do. We have all posted pictures on Facebook that are a lot more current than what is going on. You know what Dad did, though?
Oh,
he
yeah.
created Facebook before Facebook was Facebook.
Yeah, he did.
He created our own website where we could share pictures with our family via website.
He also did that when I was in the military and I was out of state. So
It's great.
Yeah,
It was great.
It was a great way for me to check up too.
Dad, why didn't you patent that?
The pre-Facebook era.
It was.
Yeah.
It was just posting pictures on a family website so that family could see what family was up to.
Mm-hmm. We'll call it Family Book.
We both call the family book. Don't go to that website. Probably get hacked.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, we actually just got our Christmas cards in the mail. We do ours every year, and so we're gonna be mailing out pretty soon. We decided to focus more on the kids this year instead of having like the whole family picture. There is one, but it's mainly focused on the kids. Of course, you got to exploit the cuteness of the kids.
Well, stop right there. That's another thing that you have to get prepped for, is taking the family Christmas photo and then sending it to somebody, and then when they receive it, they go, "Why did we do that to our family?"
Because we're not subjecting them to
Exactly.
the capitalism of society today.
No. Let me get this right. Just don't not send them to me, because I love receiving other people's family photos. I cherish them. We put them up in this archway. We look at them all month of December, even sometimes into January. So please keep sending those family photos. And I wish that I was one of those people that actually had the time frame or
Money.
I wouldn't say money, because like you could take a Polaroid and send it to somebody. It's like, it's not the money,
But you got to have like 100 Polaroids.
it's the ambition to go do that.
You're saying you're lazy.
Busy.
Okay.
Busy.
All right.
Not lazy,
I know,
busy.
all right. Hey, Doug. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Good to see ya.
I'm not saying I'm lazy. I'm just saying I'm busy. But it's I love receiving them.
Mm-hmm.
But a little part of me looking at them and go, I wish I did that. I wish I could be the guy that sends that, and then they look at it and they go, oh, why didn't I do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I just wish I was that person.
When you have kids, it tends to be a little better because you can actually. Is it?
No, you're fine.
Is it? Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. So when you have kids, it tends to be part of what you do, just because you want to see the.
You're the protector.
Yeah. You want to see other people's kids grow. You want to see how the family's growing and
Absolutely.
all that.
Yeah. I mean, I love Christmas cards. I love Christmas letters. I love reading how your family is and how your things do. Like, so, like, don't let us in this show put you down at all. Like, keep doing what you're doing, because we all love doing it. But a little part inside of all of us goes, why didn't I do that? You know?
Well, and that's like the whole I mean, we're going to go down that road, but I mean, it's kind of the whole concept of social media. It's like the fear of missing out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is, oh, man, I wish I could have.
I mean, I try to keep up with all my friends and family that they go, oh, you were over today. You saw Guyver. It's, you see him. It's not like we hide him on a bush. Oh, no. I'm going to let it shine.
Yeah. This little light of mine?
Exactly.
This little son of mine? I'm going to let him shine.
All right. So one thing that we have not touched on prepping for is
this show. Sorry,
this show. So what you said?
Yeah, I was good.
Brian, I mean, we're sitting at hour and 13 minutes, and we've got we just went with Christmas today.
I know. This is like the impromptu too, like we did. A couple.
Well, yeah. I mean, all of 2 hours ago, you're like, well, let's just do a show tonight, and I'm like, all right, well, let's do Christmas. No, there's a lot to talk about.
Yes,
there's a lot to talk about at Christmas,
and there was some prep time for this.
So no,
some.
But the one thing we haven't really touched on, which some people are, which Carly is part of, is the Jewish community, and So now we need to talk about dreidels and menorahs. Menorahs
Yeah.
and dreidels.
Yes. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made you out of clay.
So Carly went out, and we have the Hanukkah. Or not the Hanukkah. Well, that was like totally not the right thing. Put on your yarmulke. It's time for Hanukkah.
Oh, thank you, Adam Sandler, for such a great song.
What a great song to like give to the world. That was wonderful. But anyway, we've got the candle, or no, she hasn't bought the candles yet. She was about to buy the candles. She's like, those candles are like $30 a piece. I'm like, so Jewish people.
Like for the whole thing, or like each individual candle in the thing is $30?
No, it's $30 for the whole like set, which is not bad.
I mean, it's a big set. So I would say okay.
It's crazy nights. What do you do?
Socks.
So anyway, we'll get the candles here, which actually the Jewish holiday is not until right around the Christmas time. I think it's the 23rd, 24th, 25th. It starts regularly towards the end of, so like sometimes Hanukkah starts way early, or way in the middle, or way at the end, and this one's way at the end.
Way in the middle.
Way in the middle. Way in the middle.
That's a thing. Way in the middle.
Way in the middle. I weigh in the middle.
I am way in the middle.
I am way in the
for
middle.
sure. That's the holiday blessing right there. Way in the middle.
But anyway, no, the like we brought the son into it. I'm sure he's a 10th Jewish, whatever it is. It's he's a child of my wife, so of course he's part Jewish.
Child of Zion.
I'm thinking of music and songs in my head. But we do the whole dreidel and
I went with the Matrix, but I mean whatever.
We play with we have these beads instead of beads.
Yeah.
As in
I know what beads are.
No. You know those little tiny like pebble rocks that you would put in like fake flowers? They're like little coin glass coins.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
Mancala has those.
Yes.
Right?
We play with little glass
Mancala beads.
Mancala beads. And so we're teaching him about that and all that stuff, and I think it's great that he is learning about a thing that a culture in a society that his mother is as well, and his grandmother is as well. That I don't want to get too far into the story, but it's a sad story why they're in it. But I am glad that it is part of my journey as well.
Well, and that being multicultural in your holiday experiences, that's really interesting culture. We have a friend that's actually she grew up dual. Her mom is Christian and her dad is Jewish. Which I know that,
but Carla was never raised this way. It was more kind of brought on in the past, like I'd say like past 10, 15 years. It's really grown to light that this is the way it is. So it's interesting to see the growth in doing that and learning that sort of stuff.
My wife, when she was getting her master's out in Boston, her roommate was Jewish, and there was that was kind of opened her eyes to the whole thing. And there were just certain things that my wife started to take offense to at the beginning. But because of Jewish culture, like they can't eat off the same plates because, there's stuff that touches our plate that they can't have.
We're going to eat that stuff.
I know, but like if they're a strict follower of Judaism,
sure,
there are certain rules. So
we're not strict because like I said, it's a 10th removed or whatever, but Yeah,
but it was it was part of her culture, and she was a strict follower of that culture. She's like, I don't want you to take offense to this. This is part of my culture, and like I can't eat off those plates because you had like pork touch yours, and they don't eat pork. So it's a really crazy thing. Not real crazy thing. I shouldn't have gone there. It's an amazing thing that they do this sort of stuff. In fact, a couple years ago, I was actually in Memphis, Tennessee, and Tennessee.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Memphis, Tennessee. Let me round this circle back up. Anyway, I was out there for the Jewish Community Center, and that was great. I went
JCC.
out. Remember when I was out there? I was down on Beale Street a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, I remember because you, mom and dad just went there, and
it was like 2 years ago or something like that. Yeah, and I gave them a bunch of suggestions to go to, and they did, and it was great, and they had fun. Anyway, I was there for this Jewish Community Center convention. Anyway, they can't specify a dollar amount of what they spent, but they revamped their whole kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just revamped. They're like, no, our kitchen's fine. It's got all these things and all that stuff. They're like, no, we're coming in, and so you pretty much need a new kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
and like, I was like, what do you mean? But it's just the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they were like, well, how much is it going to cost? Here you go. Okay. I mean, this is what we need to do in order to have thousands and thousands of people here that are Jewish.
For sure.
Just what we got to do. And I can't even fathom. I'm just like, they have a fully functional kitchen right over there. It's fine. It's no big. Oh.
Yeah, there's rules they have to follow.
Oh, gotcha.
For sure.
It's fine.
No, we have my brother-in-law works at a high-end place in New York, and they do that sort of thing where they have the, what's the coming of age in the Jewish faith, the bar mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah.
He said brisks and bar mitzvahs. He said you wouldn't believe what people drop for one night on these things, and it's just ridiculous.
Remember the old what's the old Amerigreen place? It was an indoor golf center, 72nd. It's like a big blow up thing on 72nd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was part of the golf course. But anyway,
no, it was called like Merrick Green or something like that. It was an indoor golf thing that you go to. And anyway, there was with my fraternity, we did a bar mitzvah there, and they had blow up houses and all that, like just like 100 different things.
All out, yeah.
They went all out, and I'm just like, this kid's like 15, 16. We're like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, cool.
Not even. It's like 12 or 13, I thought.
Yeah, no, it was. They had bounce houses, so it was younger than that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
yeah,
they rented the whole place out, and it was cool. We came in and we did our stuff, and it was weird because like in the front end of the thing, we had the bounce houses and the toys and the fun stuff, but over the heads of us, they were still golfing. like the like the dads and all that stuff were still just doing their thing, and I'm like, like, you're not gonna hit any kids? Like, it's gonna be fine.
Okay,
don't shag that one.
Yeah.
But like they had nets, I guess, and it was fine. Sure. But it was the weirdest thing. I'm just like, that came real close. I swear it did.
I felt it.
I felt the wind.
What's next on your list?
Candy.
Oh,
candy. All right. So candy, we just kind of got over candy.
See's and Baker's candy.
No. We just got over candy, guys. All right, so Halloween was here.
Mm-hmm.
And
but there's Christmas candy. Which
hold on. That's don't get too hard at yourself there. So I actually took a bag of candy down with me to the show we just did, and every afternoon after lunch, after everybody ate, it was like 2:30. The Candyman came.
Candyman can.
And I came out like we had so much leftover candy. Carly's like, here, take this bag, and this bag was like bigger than this thing was.
It will be done.
And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, and it would just,
you get some candy, you get some.
Well, it would just like, it was that lunch coma,
but
then everybody woke up because I had
candy.
Twix and Snickers and
this is a full-size Snickers. Holy crap!
It wasn't full-size stuff, but
I know, but
it was just like, it was fun, and one of the clients was like, "You're so sweet," and I'm like, "I know what you're doing there."
There was a little side tangent. There was a cute cartoon I saw, and it was all on Halloween, and it was Death shows up to this house, and it's an old lady, and rings the doorbell. The lady comes out, and she like starts handing him candy. He's like, "Oh no, I'm here for your soul." And he's like, "Oh wait, full size Snickers, we're good. Never mind."
24 hours.
so you just bought yourself 24 hours.
But you knew exactly where I was going with that. There's difference between Halloween candy,
Christmas candy.
And Christmas candy. And I love it when the Christmas candy comes out. You got the candy canes. You've got the gingerbread man.
I'm more about the baker's chocolates that are wrapped in. I know you can eat those all the time, but for me, they're color coded, so that they almost seem more Christmassy because they're wrapped in these really colorful things. You know what I'm talking about? The baker's chocolate ones.
What about peanut brittle?
Do you remember?
I
Do
mean,
you remember Craig's jalapeno peanut brittle?
jalapeno.
Yeah, jalapeno peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle.
That was actually really good. It had like a little bit of hints of jalapeno, and it was green.
Nuts.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
I just had to say that.
Yep.
And if you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
Anyway, so like next door, Brenda, she is phenomenal. Like
Homemade snackage.
she'll come over with a cookie tray full of like the balls. She'll come over with
The bourbon balls or
the white powdered covered balls.
Well, the way I've had them, they're bourbon balls. You make them with bourbon.
They could be. Well, she's.
That's why Guyver sleeps so well.
What about the cookie with the Hershey Kiss sit on top of it?
Those are my favorite, man. The peanut butter cookie with a Hershey Kiss on there. You betcha.
I mean, I said candy, but like this is candy cookie
Homemade
treats.
Goodness.
Homemade treats. There we go. That should be the
sugar.
term of it.
Homemade sugar stuff.
Homemade sugar stuff. But she'll come with like 7 or 8 different things, and I'm just like, I take it, and all I can do is just thank her so much, just like from the bottom of my heart. Like I will, whenever leaves fall off of my tree, I will blow them into my yard. Like I will make sure that none of the mess of my giant tree will not hurt your yard, because like I can't cook like she can. So I guess that's my repayment. Like, no, I help her. Like, I hung her tree. I hung her lights on her house. When you walked, she had those icicle lights.
Yeah.
I hung those on her house, and yeah, I help her out from time to time, and we have great chats and all that stuff. But she is 100% probably one of the best neighbors I've had. Rich, if you're listening, Rich, you were a great neighbor too. Rich used to come down and play pool all the time.
Until we turned
the pool table into a drink talk table. But Brenda, she's right up there with you, Rich. She is awesome.
Nice.
Anyway,
what's next?
I want to talk more about cookies. That's what I want to talk about.
I mean, I don't want to talk about them. I want to eat some cookies.
Let's just talk about stockings.
Oh, yeah. So, store-bought or homemade?
Ooh. All right. So, I can't find what Grandma did for our parents at our house.
She knitted those
She
herself.
knitted those herself. Like, so hold on. What did you say?
Store-bought or homemade?
Homemade. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if you have the choice, homemade, absolutely. Now, can you make store-bought homemade, which you saw upstairs?
Yeah.
We bought store-bought, and we bought puff paint, and we painted our names.
Personalized them.
We personalized them and made them our own. But still, they are nothing in conjunction with what Grandma made for our parents at our house.
Completely. And we still use those.
I mean, like,
they're the original ones. Like when we were born, we got a stocking.
these things would fit. Like, you could shove the pillow you sleep with in this thing, and it would still fit. Like the ones I have upstairs, like you could barely put your hand in it or put them on your feet and walk around on them.
I'm going to let you all in a secret. I am 41 years old, and I still use that stocking from when I was born at my parents' house.
Ditto.
Same stocking. Yep, same stocking.
Yeah. And she's made more. I mean, like, so the stockings we have now, I don't know if they're not as detail oriented as the ones we had as we were kids,
And they're large enough to keep some awesome stuff in there.
Exactly. Like, you're digging. You keep digging stuff out of those darn things.
They're not as big as like you would find in the store. Like those store-bought ones are like fat and big, and you can keep a lot of stuff in them. These are a little bit skinnier, larger than your arm, but not like the huge thing, you know. But ours are personalized.
They are very personalized.
like the ones we have at home. not at mom and dad's
Oh,
house, but
gotcha,
like the ones we
gotcha.
have at home. They're personalized, but we don't have time to actually make those. But
Right.
yeah, they're
Who has
personalized.
time to knit anymore?
I sure don't.
Erica's going to pipe up here in a second.
Yeah. Well,
I got some time.
yeah. Okay.
Erica, if you'd like to make us all
So-
stockings.
That's where I was gonna go with that. I mean, you're still on here, so you're listening to the words that are coming out of our mouth.
Nobody understands the words that come out of your mouth.
Yeah, right. So, okay, what's next after the stockings that are hung by the chimney carrot?
Gosh, I've got shopping lines. Those are
We already talked about that.
We
Yeah.
already did that.
Been there,
sort
done
of.
that. Got the T-shirt.
You've got nothing for the show. I'm the one that's carrying the show.
Oh,
That's all right.
it happens so rarely that.
All right. I said fire.
Yeah.
As in Yuletide log.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
So elaborate on that. I guess. You have a fireplace. I don't.
I do, and it's one of those that if you stoke it up Christmas Eve, then the kids are like, "What? Santa's got to come down this, don't set fire."
You're
to
like,
Santa."
I'm just making it warm because when it goes out, it's gonna get below 0. So like, I'm just trying to warm it up for him.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with that because like mine isn't like the gas fireplace where you click it on and off.
So getting back to Santa Claus, your kids still believe.
They do.
Okay. So you
They're believers.
ages 10 and
8.
8. Yeah, I was like 10, and I was like, I thought it was
Mhm.
2 years. 10 and 8. So you're talking within the next 2 to 3 years, they're gonna be like,
Yeah, but then we use that, like I said, we talk about, just because you don't believe in Santa, mom and dad are like the go-between.
okay.
Kind of like the tooth fairy, right? Can't be everywhere all at once, so...
My son hasn't lost any teeth yet, so I don't know about the tooth
Dude,
fairy.
they're holding on for dear life, right?
He's 6. I'm like, all right, and I'm like,
coming any minute.
every time he's all like, but my tooth, and I'm like, is it loose? And he's
Yeah.
like, it's fine. I'm like, all right, brush your teeth more.
Yeah.
Like, don't get a cavity.
That's right. Yep. Oh, yep. All right. We're kind of winding down on some of these. We're kinda blowing through them.
Well, I mean, we have spent an hour and a half on preparation for the holidays for Christmas. Preparation
H? Oh, no, not that.
letdown. Preparation letdown. How about that? How about opening up a gift and you go, man, come on, really? What do you do with the gifts that you get that you go,
White elephant, man.
really?
You do the white elephant gift exchange.
I've never done that.
Regift.
Regift it?
No, actually, I don't think, like, even the stuff that you're like, I don't know that I would have actually bought that, but, like, there's some things that I've got that I'm like, and then the more I think about it, like, I'm going to use this. Somebody thought about it, gave it to me. I'm going
to try it out and be like, back scratcher, back scratcher, back scratcher. Oh, actually, that's a bit all right.
It's the spot, and it's collapsible. This is amazing.
Brian, what's that hanging in your doorknob to your
Don't you worry
office?
about
Be
that, yeah.
like, that's my back scratcher. Leave me alone.
You don't know if you don't know.
Holiday office parties.
Oh yeah. I think I throw a pretty mean office party.
You do throw a mean office party.
Mhm.
And in fact, we are planning our office party currently right now, and I am kind of part of that planning process. And it all depends on how many employees that you actually have in your workforce. You could have 10 employees, you could have 50 employees. You want to plan the right party for them. And it's sometimes tough trying to figure out what everyone needs for a holiday party. Now, what I do, I work with a bunch of guys, so of course we all want to go out and we want to throw some axes and get drunk and have a good time. But that's not the case for all holiday parties. Sometimes You've got to involve wives, and sometimes you've got to involve coworkers that aren't prone to throwing axes. I guess that's not the right way to go at it. You want to find a good place to throw your holiday party. In fact, I was just up having a big holiday party with a big giant group of people up in Minneapolis, and it really incorporates good food. That is number one. You want to have good food at a holiday party. You want to have good music. You want to have something that keeps people around. So I would recommend absolutely hiring a really good like DJ or somebody that just can keep the party alive, because like besides good food, good music, and good people, like, you know, those are the three things that are going to keep people at a holiday party. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, it depends on the type of business that you're in. Did I give you sufficient enough time to
I was
handle that
really talking it really slow, and I just put the camera on myself, so I was like ranting on.
Yeah, I had to slip out sideways real quick.
That happens, and sometimes we can carry the show, but I'm really saying, how do you make a holiday party for people to remember and enjoy and have a good time at?
I think that, like, in the line of work that I do, we have multiple locations, and so not everybody gets a chance to see each other. So I think you provide an opportunity for people to have good conversation and just have some fun. Like the parties that we have, I provide certain types of alcohol, like, I don't do a full open bar. I don't want people to get crazy. But I'll pay for like the beer and the wine, and if you want like a mixed drink or hard drinks or whatever, then you pay for those on your own, and then good food, and it provides an atmosphere. And you want a place that actually you can sit down or stand up and walk around. You don't want it too crowded, but you provide an atmosphere where people can just see people that they haven't had a chance to see in a while. Like I said, with multiple locations, there's a lot of times that we don't get a chance to see the people at other outside locations or whatever. We kind of mingle the locations a little bit, but not always. There's certain staff that are only at specific locations, so it gives them a chance to see that. If you work for a company that has Christmas parties, which I hope all do, but I'm also a fan of Christmas parties outside of the business, like the people that hold Christmas parties.
This is how we graciously take a bathroom break.
yeah. There you go.
All right. So anyway,
the businesses that actually hold Christmas parties at the business, I'm like, you know what? This is a Christmas party, man. They want to get out. Like
absolutely, they don't want to be at the place of work. I 100% agree with you.
I get the whole cost factor that it's a lot cheaper to do it within the business, but I would say go out and have a business. But you want to.
Yes and no. I mean, to cater in stuff and to make bring games in, sometimes it's more expensive.
Yeah, but you're going to still have to cater for an outside one anyway. Now, it could be a business that actually does the catering within itself. But I would say you want to go out for the Christmas party. Don't hold it in the office. Get them out of there. They spend enough time there.
Right.
During the week.
Well, and I was saying earlier, they're going to bring their wives. They're, I wouldn't suggest having a Christmas party where you bring your kids. Don't do that.
I don't know. It depends on the place that you work, man.
Unless you had sitters for the kids,
if it was earlier in the day, like if it was 4 to 6, you could bring your kids. It depends on like I said, it depends on the workplace that you do. Some workplaces,
you want to cut loose and have a good time. Kids, if they had watched childcare, you drop them off. They're like, they're going to be in this room. Here's your tag because he's number 17. You know what I mean?
Fucking cattle. Sorry. Oh, man.
Boom.
Slipped. Dang it.
It is what it is.
It is.
Anyway, if you gave him this and it said, here's your child, and then you walk away, that you can have a lot more fun at that Christmas party. You can kind of cut a rug, cut loose a little bit. So that's why I said, kids probably shouldn't be invited to Christmas parties. It's just not a good thing. Find a babysitter. It's a lot easier to come home to that sort of thing. You know what I mean? But, with Christmas parties, you should have, catered in food. It should be good and should be fun. You should have games that they can play. You should have good, solid music. And that is a recipe for having everybody stay and hang out and have a good time, a not dull environment.
Agreed. Part of me is I like to cut loose and all that, and having the kids around, it kind of hinders that. But also, I still go back on, it depends on where you work and what type of place you work at.
Do you need me to DJ your next event?
Well, I would say yes.
Yeah. I mean, not like I'm up there like, wick, wick, I'm just saying, just like play some good music that just keeps people
We'll talk about that later, because there's a big question mark on that.
Cool. Sounds good.
But yeah. So, Erica, if you're still watching, that's coming up next month. FYI.
I mean, we kind of talked about holiday movies, but did we talk about holiday movies?
We did. Yeah, we went through the gamut.
All right. Lights,
not all
music,
of them,
trees, presents. Oh, trains, Brian. Trains.
Planes, trains, and automobiles?
Yeah, trains. Like, trains are like the biggest thing. Like, I didn't realize trains were like huge in Christmas until Guyver was born. I'm like, trains are the thing, right?
Johnny B, holy cow, haven't seen you in a while.
Johnny
How
B,
you been, man?
What's up, dude? What you want to talk about, man?
Yep.
Johnny B, good.
Yep. So, what's interesting, when I came to your house and you had the train going around the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I've seen several things like that, and I didn't realize that was a thing until I got to your house. I'm like, oh man, there's like a lot of people that put the train around the Christmas tree.
We so this is actually our second train. I bought this 2 years ago, and I found a deal, and I can't remember where I found the deal at, but it was like that train was like less than $35. I mean, it was like, and it's this huge train. I mean, like, the track goes around this entire table, and you guys are only seeing half of this table right now, but like it would take up a massive piece of this table, and each train piece is about this size. Like, it's big. So I bought two, and I gave one to my good friend Justin Phelps, and I was like, you need this Christmas train. It's gonna be cool. The train we had before that Christmas train, I don't know what happened to it, but I don't know if it got dropped or what the deal was. But one year, 2 years ago, well, it may have been 3 years ago now, because now we have this one from 2 years ago. I put the batteries in it, and it flew off the rails.
You tried to take off?
No,
it's a radio flyer.
It didn't literally take off the rails, but it stayed on the rails, but it went like Mach 12 around the Christmas tree,
creating
and you're like, I almost had it.
So you had a missed opportunity there, Brett. So it was going so fast, it could have created its own energy, and if it was doing that, it could have powered the Christmas tree. You had a missed opportunity there.
Just like, why is it going so fast? I don't know why it's going so fast. Just like the record player behind you. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you noticed this record player behind you guys. A good friend of mine, or not a good friend, but a relative, actually.
Some guy.
Well, a good friend. Rainey, Carly's sister, gave this record player to us. It's a 1943 record player. I've got everything working on it. It needed a new plug. It also needed a few other diodes and all that stuff. But I plugged it in. Diodes.
Are you serious?
No, not diodes. What do you call those? Amps. They needed
diodes are light emitting.
These are light emitting.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it was a diode.
Exactly. But they're amps, and they do light up, Brian, which I can show you after the show.
We're gonna get a soldering.
I actually have the thing does work. It works. just goes too fast. and the thing that I was telling Brian earlier was like, maybe the energy was slower back in 1943.
So
maybe just slower.
I think maybe we need to throw some cha-cha records on there to see how they sound.
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to go that far. But and thanks, Rainey actually gave me a few records. Let me grab these real quick. I want to thank her for giving me this thing to tune up for her.
Right.
But let me.
All right, well, and I wanted to respond to Erica here. I know I told you a while back. I was just double-checking, making sure that you knew about the Christmas party. So
she gave me the Allman Brothers. She gave me Bruce Springsteen, Steely Dan. She gave me the, what is this one? The Doobie Brothers?
some Purple Rain there.
Yeah, Doobie Brothers. Some Purple
Look
Rain.
at that, man.
And the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper.
Dude, oh.
Like, I'm like,
Is Yellow
I
Submarine on
can't, I
there?
can't. She goes, if you can fix it, all yours. Well, the
Dude.
records are all mine, but I'm like, Rainey, I got a big shout out to you. Thank you so much for those wonderful records.
Nice.
Nice. It was a Thanksgiving Christmas present surprise.
I'm going to take a gander at this Sgt. Pepper one.
I know, right? It's amazingly awesome. I don't know where she got them or who gave them to her, but that looks. We can play that here after we get off the show. But
Speaking of Beatles, have you seen Yesterday? The movie?
yeah,
Isn't that an awesome movie?
it was great.
Yeah.
He did a. I love at the end where they were just gonna launch it and give it to everybody, and he's just like, "I'm gonna make it free," and I was like, "Well, yeah, you should because it's not your music anyway."
Yeah. When that couple approached him, I thought that was going to go a completely different way.
I don't want to go too far
Yep,
into it. I don't want to, no spoiler alerts
That was
going
all,
on, but
That's all I want to say about that.
that's all I want to say about that. If you haven't, these remake movies of bands and music and all that stuff, I strongly like. If you haven't seen the Queen movie, what is that called?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
If you haven't seen that,
Oh
man,
he does
you're
amazing.
missing out.
He does amazing.
He did. He was like the real thing.
Well, the last scene in the movie was at Live Aid, and it's actually a shot-for-shot remake.
They just go back and forth.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube and you can see the difference between like the actual live version of it and the movie, and like shot-for-shot remake. They did an amazing job with that. And the only thing I knew him from before was Mr. Robot, and he's
Mr. Robot.
yeah, I think he's in that.
I don't know Mr. Robot for Queen.
Anyway, the guy, the main character that played.
Oh,
Freddie Mercury,
gotcha. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
he-
I see where you're going there.
He is in Mr.
Yes.
Robot.
Okay.
And
Like Queen never played Mr. Robot.
no, but there was a lot of things that came out about Freddie Mercury that I didn't know about him, his lineage and all that. From was it Bangladesh? Is that where he's from?
I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, yeah, I didn't know
Could
like
be
his
wrong.
heritage and all that. I thought
Probably
that was
right there.
interesting.
That's where he was from, right there.
Yeah, the mountains. All right, are we wait? Is there more that you wanted to talk about? Prepping for Christmas.
Christmas. Relatives.
Prepping for relatives.
All right. So like, yeah, like
So political conversations at Christmas, dealing with relatives that you can only deal with one time a year.
you know, frankly, our family is okay.
Mhm.
Our family,
yeah.
our family, like even if it's a relative we haven't seen. Corey was on earlier. I haven't seen Corey in a couple of years. Not a couple of years, actually. We unfortunately saw him for a funeral not too long ago. But it's a person that we haven't seen. Like, I don't think there's anyone inside of our family that we went, ooh. Now, in Carly's family, there is
boy.
one
Drama.
Yeah, it's like, which is sad. You know, I don't like feud towards family. That's not a good thing. And you guys should strive, if you do have feuds towards family members, you should strive to repair those and make them better.
It's like one time a year, man. Like seriously, you can just
Put your
make
things
it,
aside. You know, yeah.
24 hours. Come on.
Because I screwed up, 10 years ago, you guys are going to resent me for that for the rest of my life. You know, it's like, can we have 5 hours and
Let
just
it go.
like, I'm gonna I'm gonna sit way over there and we'll just not talk to each other. You know, we'll just do that. But
And in this corner,
some people actually don't have, like earlier I was talking about having people come and work on Thanksgiving, and those people are like, yeah, I'll work on Thanksgiving because they don't have family in town and all that stuff. So
others are like, I don't want to work on Thanksgiving.
Exactly. So there are those people out there that just don't have the family members here. So just dealing with family. Like, all right, so you go from
we are probably a more unique family than the general public.
Right.
We're all here in one town. We all get together. We all get along.
So, coming off of New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
All right, coming off of New Year's Eve. Let's just go straight into it. We've got New Year's Eve, and then we've got in
March birthday.
No.
Are you talking straight holidays?
Straight holidays. Valentine's Day. Yeah, you don't really see family. Easter. You may see some family.
March, April time frame.
You might see some family. You got Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, you might see some family. Maybe. And then you've got
Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Mother's Day, Father's Day. All right. 4th of July.
Yep.
That's summertime. Maybe.
Labor Day,
sure. And then you've got, like, in October, you've got Halloween. Probably not. But then, like, there's 2 holidays that are, like, major family holidays, and that's Thanksgiving and that's Christmas. And so if you don't see those family during Christmas time or during Thanksgiving time, you're probably going to see them during Christmas time. Those are the...
Erica, I just want you to expand on what you just said there.
There's 2 holidays that are the major holidays for family. You know what I mean? So, like, out of all of the holidays, our family, we get together every holiday. It's like, can we crack open a bottle of wine? No, that sounds good. We'll do a holiday for whatever. Like, oh, Brit's toe's better. Let's do that. No, we look for our next holiday, but there are some families out there that don't have their next holiday. There's families out there that really only see each other during Thanksgiving or Christmas.
They only function,
or only one at a time.
They only function in dysfunction.
Exactly, and those 2 holidays are super close to each other too.
Yep.
They're within 1 month of each other.
For sure. Yeah. So, yeah. So, Erica, there's a little bit of a delay. So when you put something on there's about a 30-second delay. So
yeah, we got to take a little bit of time.
Yeah. When you're speaking to it, it just depends.
In fact, you don't see us actually move my hand like this until 30 seconds later.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's like 27 seconds.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something
I don't
close
know.
to that.
We'll go with that. Going back in time.
Yep. Oh, there! I just waved my hand. It's 27 seconds later.
Yep. Yep. And you just YouTube is actually better than Facebook.
Hey, just a little bit longer,
and now
a little bit quicker.
And now we know. Yep. No, I actually look forward to getting together with.
I do. I absolutely. That's not where I'm getting at. Is I'm just posing these things out there. That is the next thing that you have to prep for is dealing with family.
I do know
not that we have our family that we have to deal with because we deal with them all the time, and it's
right.
fine.
Well, and I would say that we don't really live in a split political family. We're all very similar. Now, that being said,
we have wives, we have children, we have people
that tend to be a little different, but we don't really get. Every once in a while, the conversation turns political. I would say if you've been a follower of the show, we probably turn political about as much as we do at family stuff. I mean, it happens.
Barely any.
Yeah, it happens, but not all the time.
On the show, it happened for half a second earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see where, like, if the conversation always turned political, it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna carry this conversation with alcohol just to get through the holidays.
Well, if you've got a problem with a loved one or a child or I wouldn't say a problem with a child, problem with a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, something like that nature. Just sit back.
It's 24 hours, man.
Sit back and watch Home Alone and see how that ends. Remember the old guy across the street?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was scared of him. He thought
scared of his son, his own son.
Salt turns people to mummies.
Well, that was a whole gamut of things that they ran. But he was afraid of his son because him and his son had an argument. But
Yeah.
at the end of the thing, he's and Kevin was just like, just calm. What's the worst you got to lose?
Mm-hmm.
What is the worst that you lose? He's going to tell you no. Well, you're already in that. You're already in that boat of him saying no already.
They touched on so many different things in that movie, like inner family problems and scary people, like the preconceived notions of people. You see somebody, he looks scary. He's got to be scary.
What about
right?
bad drivers hitting the statue?
Oh, that freaking statue, man. Oh, yeah.
But what I'm just saying is, if you've got a loved one out there and you haven't talked to them in a long time, it's a really good idea just to be the bigger person and just apologize and just be like, I frankly don't even know why we were fighting in the first place, and I just miss you so much, and I want to see your kids, and I want to see you and your family, and I want to see your soon-to-be boyfriend. I don't know. Like, I just want to be in your life and not be in your life.
There are people in my life that I know. They're not part of the family, but
Yeah.
there are people in my life that I know that they belong to
Cherish a love. Sorry.
Wait, can we get a spotlight?
Exactly.
It's karaoke night.
Exactly.
That I know that live in a family where they have either disowned or they're part of the being disowned.
Sure.
And I'm like, how do you belong? I don't understand that in a family where there is so much hatred that you disown and you never do anything with. It's blood, man. This is family. How do you disown somebody? What I understand.
My sister took a pack of cigarettes from me one time, and I've been pissed at her since 1972. Ah, God. Just like, what?
I know.
Stop it.
I know.
Get over
yeah,
it.
But there are things.
Now, that was the
Yeah, I know.
easiest case scenario.
I know. I was gonna say there are things that wounds that could not heal.
Right.
I get
Oh, yeah.
that.
Somebody cheated on somebody with your husband or whatever
Yeah.
wife. Yeah, like, that's tough to get over.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is that person still with that person? Okay, no, they've moved on. Okay, reconcile. Get together and embrace each other. Breast each other.
Freudian slip.
If they are still with that person, all you can do is God bless
C'est la
you.
vie.
God bless you.
L'amour.
God bless you.
It's one day a year. You have 364 others, right? So
Oh.
I think we've kind of run the
Holiday
gamut.
pay?
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna get into that.
Holiday pay or not holiday pay?
So there's half of me that's like,
As soon as you want to wrap it up, I go, I got something.
bring this train back.
Holiday pay or not holiday pay? Well, holiday pay
I
for
mean,
Christmas for sure.
You obviously
It's
give
birth
them
of Christ. I mean, like holiday pay.
right, but not everybody's Christian, so not everybody celebrates the birth of Christ. So,
But if you're gonna give it to one, you might as well give it
which
all,
is why
right?
Chinese restaurants are open.
Bingo.
Yeah.
No, not bingo.
Fa
Fried
ra
rice.
ra. Yeah,
That's good.
this is terrible. This is terrible.
No, that was good. I like that.
Excuse me. No, not everybody celebrates Christmas the way that Christians do. So I get that there are things that are still open. So do you give them holiday pay? Well, I guess do you work for a company that celebrates Christmas? Then you should probably get holiday pay.
Okay.
Do you work for a company that doesn't? Like in Judaism, they don't really see Christ as the Savior. So, yeah, he was a good prophet and a great teacher and a person, but not the Son of God in Judaism.
All right. So if people are getting
Buddhism,
if
Hinduism, Rastafarianism.
if people are getting paid holiday pay for Christmas, do they get holiday pay for whatever they believe in? I guess.
The flying spaghetti monster. I'm
Flying spaghetti monster.
like,
I don't even know what that is.
Cthulhu, man. Come on.
Spider-Man. What are you doing over there? No, I'm just joking. Just joking around.
You don't know.
You don't know who I am.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of, I mean, we as, you white Christian Americans, we tend to think that
How do you give? How do you?
okay, so what I was going with was we tend to be a little arrogant in that we think that everybody celebrates Christmas. Not
everybody celebrates Christmas.
Yeah, we don't. So everybody,
let's say 35% of the global population does.
I don't know. That's, Christians are a pretty small sect in comparison to the global population.
That's why I said 35. That's pretty low.
That's a third.
Okay.
I would say, I don't know. If only we had a device connected to the wealth of human knowledge where we could look these things up.
I don't even want to go there.
Yeah, we don't
even want to go there.
But we did label this thing. I forget what we labeled this thing. Have a holly jolly Christmas. So if you're watching this, you probably celebrate Christmas. So we'll go with that.
All right. I'll let you wrap this up.
Okay, all right. So we have been talking about prepping for Christmas. We have been talking about all things encompassing and some things that we're not. We have been drinking on Christmas Ale by Breckenridge.
Fantastic, Brian. Nice job. Nice pickup.
Breckenridge Brewing Company from
Colorado.
You
gonna leave this here? 'Cause you gotta leave this here. You can't drive around with that.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see where.
I'm sure we'll have one more.
Kevin, I'm sorry.
Kevin, come on over.
Yeah, we're wrapping this thing up. I apologize that you just hopped on now. The Christmas Ale from.
That's why I just invited him over a few months.
Yeah, you live out west.
Never mind. Don't drive that way. It's getting snowy.
Yep. Thank you for those that have been watching online. We had a big influx and in and out.
It's great questions.
Yeah,
and we'll get back to those questions if we didn't answer those questions.
We have a ton of family stuff going on here. in the talk,
I love it.
Sure.
It's great. That's awesome.
It is. It's good. Yep. So if you have anything else, if you want to post things afterwards, if you want to talk about your tradition or whatever, I will look over these over the next 24 to 48 hours, and we'll respond to those. But Merry Christmas to all. We did label this. Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Isn't for a while.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Happy Hanukkah.
all the things, But yeah, we did label this holly jolly Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. My name's Brian.